Welcome to the Feminine Mind. My name is Linnea. I hope you're having a beautiful day and blessings on the start of a new week. So today I've come to show you this video from a lady called Tiphani Montgomery. She classes herself as a prophet. She's based in America. And prior to Hurricane Melissa hitting Jamaica, she did put this message out where she spoke about essentially the link between the Obeah legalization conversation that's been happening in Jamaica recently and the crisis that was looming, which has now turned into this major devastation. So as we're critical thinkers, I really thought that it's important to show this video. So check it out. And yeah, let's see what your views are. Let's get the volume.
Because if I'm not mistaken, they're trying to pass the law that Obeah, did I say that right? Obeah, they're trying to make it legal. So we are going to stand with you here in America because I like to visit Jamaica. Now, what I know about regions, I've studied it by way of the Holy Ghost. Do you ever wonder why there's so much earthquakes and all of that going on in Japan, tsunamis in the Asian world? You want to know why? Because they have sex with 3-year-olds. Now, let me say this to the Church of Jamaica, because if I'm not mistaken, they're trying to pass the law that Obeah, did I say that right? Obeah, they're trying to make it legal. So we are going to stand with you here in America because I like to visit Jamaica. Now, what I know about regions, I've studied it by way of the Holy Ghost. Do you ever wonder why there's so much earthquakes and all of that going on in Japan, tsunamis in the Asian world? You want to know why? Because they have sex with 3-year-olds. Yeah, sex trafficking. You ever heard of it? Yeah, it's a lot of that going. A lot of the people here, white businessmen, black businessmen, whoever, they go.
Okay, so just so you know, I already have some views, but I think it's best just to watch the video in its entirety and then comment.
Over to the Asian regions to have sex with children. There's a reason why those tsunamis and those earthquakes won't stop over there. Whenever you see things happening with the elements, ask God what's happening in this region. Come on, y'all. You have, you don't see a lot of it happening in Jamaica. You just don't. And I believe that's because they've withstood that as much as possible in the governmental area. But they're trying to bring it back. If they pass that, you're going to see storm upon storm come upon that land like never before. You're going to see it ravaged by storms. Not that people don't do it in their private time, but if the government gets involved and passes the law that this is legal, it's going to be desecrated. So we're going to join the Church of Jamaica and push back on that so that it will not stand and it will not come to pass. Somebody say enough is enough.
Okay, Sister Tiphani. So yeah, that video brings a lot. That's why I wanted to make this video. So first thing, what she's basically saying is not because Obeah, which is a form of witchcraft, is witchcraft, not because of its existence in Jamaica. That's not the reason why, you know, the hurricane or these storms, crisis coming in, but actually because the government of Jamaica has been discussing publicly, it's been in the news, in the media, where they've been talking about whether they will make Obeah legal or not. And then she speaks about, you know, natural disasters or things that appear to be natural disasters in Asia. And she speaks about, you know, child trafficking. Like there's a lot going on there. And one could just watch that and assume, okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense. But the first thing that, yeah, I have a few issues with the message of that video because Jamaica discussing whether they should make Obeah legal or not has no bearing on the amount of Obeah happening in Jamaica. And socially, Jamaica is legal. And the proof that, Obeah is legal in Jamaica socially. And the proof of that is essentially so many songs come out all the time where they're making reference to different Obeah rituals that they're doing. And these songs aren't necessarily banned. So just from a basic, entertainment viewpoint, Obeah is being consumed even when it comes to entertainment as a socially accepted form of whatever that is, healing, spirituality. And the other thing that I find quite strange is if Jamaica is coming under fire from essentially the Most High, mhm, because of this discussion of witchcraft being legalized, how come America isn't being battered by hurricanes all the time? Because witchcraft is legal in America. So coming out and putting this kind of messaging out, it's it's for those people who aren't really criticizing, analyzing the truth of things. America has freedom of speech, freedom of spiritual practice, freedom of religious practice. Obeah and all different forms of witchcraft, sorcery, they are all legal in America. And so that's not a justification. If it comes to the principalities, that are in those regions, those spiritual principalities, what's happening in America, even the way how the government, the structure, the institution of America is set up is a form of witchcraft. And I find it interesting that we always look at overt expressions of witchcraft like a man in the bush, but forget the deeper systematic altars that have been erected on this planet. So America definitely has some of the biggest demonic altars on this planet, including the UK has some of the biggest demonic altars on this planet. So when we think about witchcraft, you're thinking like traditional healing, a man in a bush, but actually there are deeper forms of witchcraft that are being, going under the radar. And I know firsthand, you get what I'm saying? Oh, all my devices are going off. So it's like, yeah, ding, ding, ding. I know firsthand that, okay, if Asia is being hit because of the child trafficking in Asia, maybe Tiffany isn't aware of the level of child trafficking in Jamaica, the level of femicide, different kind of every kind of side. These things you may not see it when you go on holiday as a tourist from America and you go and stay in a hotel. Do you get what I'm saying? But the conversation about Obeah being legalized is not. It really isn't. It's not even a representation of what is really happening in terms of iniquity and evil on the land. And so I resent that. The level of sorcery that is within America, and I'm not just talking about traditional healing that comes from someone's culture. Do you get what I'm saying? No, implemented witchcraft on all different forms of levels, from physical levels, spiritual levels, to even digital levels. The fact that in the UK and in America, these major countries, people have, there's so many witches in England, white witches, black witches. What is it that they practice? A specific, there's different forms of witchcraft. These people, it's not even a conversation of whether it's legal. So Jamaica cannot be actually attracting a hurricane that would devastate a third of the country and a third of the economy, bring so many people to their knees simply because of the conversation about the witchcraft being legal, as opposed to the presence of it and many other forms of iniquity and evil and sin. Do you get what I'm saying? And so it's important that when we see these narratives come out, that we question, well, hold on, Jamaica is a tiny island. It's not even as big as New York. You get what I'm saying? So for the amount of states that America has, for the amount of regions of the UK, how come they're not getting their karma? How come they're not getting their comeuppance? How come the principalities, do you get what I'm saying? The forces that reign in high places, is it that the altars of iniquity that are in America and in the UK are so strong that they can't get their comeuppance. No. So we have to tread lightly and not speak for the Most High, and have compassion, true compassion, which can only come through accessing information. Do you get what I'm saying? So all of that, I appreciate it. Like, I understand some of what she's saying, but because of the levels of what's happened, and because of the comparison of the fact that America is all time bad in a witchcraft and it's legal and nobody can tell them nothing, it actually comes across as being quite callous, uninformed, and a little bit overzealous. So please inform yourself, not only those who are saying things like this, but those who are observing, so you can correct people quickly, you know, and not go into naivety and false belief, blind faith. All right. So thank you so much for watching that. I won't play the video again. I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, on Thursday, this Thursday, I should have announced it at the beginning of the video, I will be doing a 24-hour live streaming marathon fundraiser for survivors. I was going to say victims, but survivors of Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica. Please tune in. It will be here on YouTube and also on TikTok. All right. Blessed love. Take care. May the Most High bless, cover, and protect you. Have a beautiful week. See you on the other side. Peace.